Hello, new and old friends. It does sound pretty good.
I don't know what happened. We lost a subscriber.
Oh, no.
We're back down to 79.
I didn't even know we got to 80. Welcome to the Top Shelf Grumbling Podcast with Dan the Don Walls. This episode is brought to you by our sponsors. Lawn Hub for all your lawn care needs. Price Cutter, the best meat in town, Hales State. Russell Motors, go see Austin. He's got what you need. Butcher Block Restaurant, voted Best Biscuit and Best Breakfast 2025. Available wherever you get your podcasts, coming to you from the Wilder Fitness Studio. Presenting a Where You Media production, this is Top Shelf Grumbling. All right, guys, we're back here with the Top Shelf Grumbling podcast. We're going to give a little shout out here to our episode sponsor, Drew Chapman, with Patty Turk Real Estate, 662-317-1331 for all your real estate needs. He's the guy to call. He's a great guy, and he's gonna take care of you. Got a nice show tonight. We're going to start off here. We're going to talk about our top quarterbacks of the SEC. Coming out of spring ball, kind of seeing what we got going on. The quarterback rooms are starting to shape up. There's no spring portal anymore, so everybody is who's going to be there is going to be there. So that's a good thing. But let's you want to get in there and talk about what we're
absolutely. Can I say I can't believe there was ever such thing as a spring portal. I mean, that was like a disaster. Like, yeah. Okay, I'm second string. I'm out of here.
I'm leaving. Yeah. And, there was also one coach said they wish they had it because they like to just play with the portal. But, you plug somebody in there real late as well, too. But, I don't know. It's just living on a knife's edge. So, I'm glad it's gone. But, anyway, getting into our list, who's your
top 10 SEC quarterback? Yeah. Starting off number 11,
top 10.
Kamario Taylor.
Top 10 starting off number 11.
And look, the state fans, if there's any still that listen to this show, which there is, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Can look like during football season and stuff, we're going to talk more SEC centric on a lot of stuff. Like we're going to talk about every big game of the week, and it's not going to be just about Ole Miss. But look, Kamario Taylor.
We've got a very passionate state fan who would really like for us to expand upon our topics. Number
11. Kamario Taylor,
great athlete,
very talented runner. Can throw. He can throw a good deep ball, but his intermediate passing leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, and I think with Mississippi State's O-line problems that they had, he was having to be an athlete every single time. You don't really get to learn, passing plays and, and reads and progressions and stuff when you're just running around all the time trying to be an athlete.
Exactly.
Which I think Auburn, I think we got Deuce Knight kind of in the same boat with that. He just, he's going to learn so much more in a better system.
And I did see where Lebby was talked pretty highly. I mean, he talked. Last year after spring practice, he was like God, pretty much. He knew his O-line was terrible. This year, after spring, you can see there's a lot more confidence there in his offensive line. So maybe for them, he'll like you said, he'll have to be running around for his life all the time. He's he's always he was looking to run, like I said, sitting back there because he was, used to having to run for his life.
Yeah, or everything was a sprint out or, trying to get him in space and make him, use his talents. But I think, like you said, he's going to be a much more polished quarterback.
He only completed around 54% of his passes. That's not very good at all. But huge upside there. And
absolutely huge upside. Incredible athlete.
Okay, moving along here.
Moving on. Who's number 10 out of the top 10? Throw you away, Kamario Taylor.
No. Number 10 is the Minchie kid from God, I forgot where he's from. I'm going to look this up.
Where, Kentucky?
Yes, Kentucky.
Oh my gosh. No, we're leaving that in.
The Minchie kid.
Yeah, the Minchie kid from Kentucky who was spinning it, by the way. I've seen some videos.
See, he almost, I don't know why I went blank there. Kentucky, they're going to be one of the surprise teams in the SEC this coming. I really like to hire the guy from Oregon.
Yep.
He, I don't know what it is. I just have a feeling about them and him. The Minchie kid almost won the job from the Heisman. Some would call him the Heisman front runner that's going into the year. C.J. Carr, he was a gnat's ass from winning that job. So I mean, watch out for Kentucky. Watch out for them.
I saw some stuff about him, spinning the ball, and also too, you brought in an offensive coordinator to be your head coach, so they're looking for some fireworks in Kentucky. I mean, Mark Stoops is a great guy and everything. He's a defensive coach and kind of just was trotting them along. And
they wouldn't have been able to get the coach they got if he wasn't from there.
Yeah,
he actually played at Louisville, I think, but born and bred Kentucky.
I did not know that.
Yes. But yes, watch it. I'm calling right now Kentucky this year, and that's number 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, number 9. I don't love it.
Yeah. What is this most? Can I just ask one question before we even say who it is? Is this the most disappointing electric player that could have been last year that just never materialized?
He's had a few good plays here and there, maybe a couple. And I've argued with people about this.
We'll say his name first.
Lenore Sellers. I just don't understand why. What the hype is? He's an athletic quarterback. I mean, there's a million of them.
Yeah, he also was running for his life last year as well too.
I mean, you got some people Heisman. He could be a dark horse Heisman. Okay.
No receivers. He didn't have any receivers. He didn't have
Sale. Oh, this is a big year too
South Carolina
for Shane Beamer, who I think is probably a pretty good coach.
Yeah.
But he's finna get run out, I believe.
Yeah.
He's also going to be one of those guys, he'll ought to get fired at South Carolina, and 2-3 years later he'll land at I don't know.
Clemson?
Virginia.
Wouldn't that be something?
Not Virginia Tech. That's where his dad's from.
Yeah.
Virginia or somewhere like that. He's going to land and watch and win. But
he'd be a good mid-major coach. I mean, he's a good recruiter and he's a good guy.
He's one of those too. He lets his coaches coach. He don't.
Yeah.
I think he's a good ball coach.
He's also pretty animated on the sideline sometimes when those coaches he lets coach.
He's had some spotty. I mean, he won 2 years ago, 9 wins.
Yeah.
Because they were the media darling at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, last year they were, because they almost made the playoffs. They got left out. We
beat the hell out of them at 38-10 or something. They were trying to say they should be ranked ahead. They should have been ranked ahead of us or whatever. That was the most dominating 24-7.
Yeah, it was.
Game you'll ever see.
It was not a game at all.
What's the receiver's name? Juice Wells that transferred to Ole Miss. He was going in for a touchdown and fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
He didn't. Speaking of disappointing, but anyway.
We've all made.
I'm selling Sellers in South Carolina, and honestly, now looking back, I wish I had to put the Mitchie kid ahead of him. But anyway,
you can adjust it. Hell, it's just after spring. I mean,
it can be adjusted.
You could come out
with
2 weeks. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after spring, I've changed my mind.
Number 8. This is kind of a surprising pick. Austin Simmons.
Okay, I thought he'd be higher on your list, to be honest with you.
Well, very talented. If he can learn how to play smart with the foot, can make every throw you can think of.
Yeah,
is mobile enough, more mobile than probably folks give him credit for. He's kind of shy with it sometimes, but
he reminds me of a golfer with too many swing thoughts over the ball.
Yeah,
he beautiful mechanics.
Changes putters every other time he plays.
Yeah, beautiful mechanics and great swing and all that, but just more worried about the swing than where he's going with the ball. Sometimes, if
he learns how to play smart with the ball, watch out.
And he didn't have the elusivity that Trinidad had, But I think he's going to be good. He's got Caden Lee that transferred out from Ole Miss to Missouri as well too.
A very good running back. What's the running back's name?
Ahmad Hardy.
Yeah,
he's going to be a good running back for him. They're going to be a tough team if they have a good defensive. Obviously, it's with every team you look at. If they have a good offensive defensive line, they have a chance if they've got any kind of skill players. And
Drinkwitz too. He kind of gets a lot of hate for being a goober, but he's a pretty damn good coach, if you ask me. Let me look at his record.
He's a great winning percentage goober.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I like Missouri and Simmons this year.
Yeah.
I kind of had to redo my list there because I kind of got off track. 7. Marcel Reed, A&M. It's kind of a boom or bust.
He is going to be interesting to watch.
Well, he kind of got off to a slow start, then he caught fire. Then he was bad against SEC play, but in SEC play. But once he got going, I know it was some of it was non-con, but he's also young. I mean, he was a freshman or sophomore last year.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna take that next step. And I think Mike Elko is a great coach, and I think
there's a reason why we recruited him so hard and wanted to beat Ole Miss.
Yep. I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah. He makes some bonehead decisions sometimes. He kind of reminds me of Bo Wallace, like just on a streaky, throws a bomb, and scores in 30 seconds and turns around and just throws it
terrible interception
right in somebody's breadbasket. Yeah, I don't know. I literally have one game I think that's coming in my head right now, but I remember that game last year. It was probably the 7th or 8th game of the season, and I thought this guy's about to light it up, and he just laid one, and I can't remember who they played against, maybe Oklahoma or something like that. I can't remember, but. Yeah, it was not
There's
great.
a couple games. I think it was Florida. They lost a game or almost lost a game they shouldn't have lost. No, they were down. Wasn't they down like 30-0 to South Carolina or something?
Yeah. They were about to get drugged by South Carolina, and just absolutely he had to put him on his back like Superman. I like Mike Elko though.
I do too. I think he's a good coach.
Sorry. Coming out.
Going to number 6 here, Sam Levitt. I think his name's Sam, right?
It is.
That's a little.
I thought his name was Liz Frank.
Liz Frank injury.
Heard enough about that.
I watched him play a good amount the past 2 years. He's a pretty good quarterback. He did throw for only 85 yards against one of the worst defenses Mississippi State's ever had. I don't still know how that happened, and it went to overtime.
Yeah.
Again, the state eventually won. Not worth near what they paid for him, I don't think.
Doing it, say, Arizona State, they're like, oh, they were in the playoffs year before. It's like, well, they had, I very much think that was a Cinderella team. And no harm, no foul to Arizona State, but as soon as Cam Scatterbo left, Sam Levitt looked very pedestrian most of the time. And every once in a while, against some inferior opponents, he would make some very heroic-looking plays, but I don't know. They're trying to sell that he just loves football and all this stuff, and I'm like, the kid don't look like he loves football. I'm not, judging a book by its cover, but
go to hell, LSU.
Go to hell, LSU. Anyway,
5. Coming at number 5, we got John Mateer from Oklahoma. Was the Heisman front runner, one of the Heisman front runners, probably midway point, around the midway point, and he was right there for the Heisman. He got hurt, but messed his throwing hand up his thumb or something on his hand.
Where did he come from? Oklahoma State or something like that? Or Oregon State? Or
don't get me. I can't remember. I forgot about that.
I feel like the system he came from was very
He came
suspect.
back. He came back too soon from injury, I think. Because once after that injury, now the last couple of games he started playing a little bit better, but
he missed some throws against us that would have probably changed that game.
He missed some throws. He made some good plays against us too, but he also made, they were up big on Alabama.
Yeah.
And they were, he threw one of the worst pick sixes you're ever going to see. But I think he's going to bounce back this year and have a good year. That's why I got him at 5. And this list, this is a tough list to really rank them because
you just don't know. There's a lot of newcomers. I mean, a lot of newcomers and people that came back that are in different situations. It's so crazy how much the college football landscape changes from year to year now. Like, you just can't. You used to could say something about the team from 2 years ago. Now, when somebody somebody says, "Oh, we beat y'all the last 5 years," I'm like, I don't even know who those people are 5 years ago. I have zero clue who was on that team because everything changes so much. There's no, 4-year letterman and,
Speaking of another transfer, number 4 quarterback, Byron Brown.
Once again, somebody who's flashed in the pan. I would say flashed.
He's a
USF.
big, tall, good runner, pretty good passer. He's kind of inconsistent.
You remember when they were ragging him about his throwing motion?
Yeah, it's kind of
takes eight years from the throw the football.
He's
in trouble if that happens.
He's one of only 11 quarterbacks in FBS history to throw for 3,000 yards and run for 1,000 the same season. Very talented, but this is going to be the SEC. But
he played good. Good
yeah,
teams.
That's what I was getting to. I think he played some good teams while he was there.
But they also, I watched them a few times where I thought they should have dominated or at least been competitive.
And what they saying in the somebody? I think it was him in the spring games. You can't go by a spring game. He looked god awful in the spring game, but.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a new thing over there. I don't know much about Alex Golish other than the success
he only had really one good year.
Yeah,
that's what kind of. And he's playing. He's half right. He's a Ruski.
A Ruski?
Yeah.
Oh.
But to me, pretty much what I'm about to say is that, it's the top three and everybody else.
Yeah.
To me,
yeah, I agree. There's a lot of parity in the top three, but the 4 through 11 are top 10,
or 4 through 16, really.
Yeah, all of them. To be honest with you, those. But yeah, there's the next three are on a different level than the rest of all of them for sure.
Got number 3, Gunnar Stockton, veteran, winner, been there, done that. You know what you're gonna get out of him. He's good. He's tough. Georgia's going to be good again.
Yeah, I do think he had some growing to do last year as well too, but he's got whatever it is, he's got it.
Absolutely, and then it's kind of weird to see what Georgia's going to do this year. Just kind of one of those. All right, Kirby, you gonna.
Well, Kirby's been kind of on, he's been talking lately.
Been on edge kind of thing.
He's been kind of like, oh, man, he's like, I don't, he always is, selling his team short, saying, we've got to battle and we got to do this and this. But he candidly said, we used to be able to stockpile that talent. We used to have.
Pretty much that's what he was saying.
He's like, that's what's changed is we used to have, the first 3, people in that position could play anywhere in the country, no matter what. Those 3 people. It wasn't first and second team. First, second, and third string. And those folks waited in the line. They waited 2 or 3 years to go play at Georgia for 2 years to go make money in the NFL. And that was the model.
Somebody mentioned like 2011, 2012 Alabama. You're never going to see that kind of
you won't see that
again.
That amalgamation of talent anymore. No, it's too spread out.
Even when they, quote unquote, fix this a little bit, which they're going to do, you still won't see that.
And I hate to just catch a stray, but that's why I don't give a shit about this whole LSU stuff in Florida and names and logos and all that stuff.
Then why would you?
Because now it does not matter. None of that stuff matters. Everybody's got facilities. Everybody's got
money. Not everybody's got money, but more people have money than what they used to have.
Listen, Oxford, Mississippi, it's a little sleepy town. It's nothing there. Go look at Oxford if you haven't been there in 10 years. There's plenty of stuff for a college kid to do. There's plenty of stuff
and real estate is more expensive there than it is in Pensacola, Florida. Now.
They're paying the players enough where they can buy plane tickets and fly places, and they have better houses than you. So none of that matters anymore. I just want to throw that out there. Anyway.
That's okay.
Moving on. Next to some more nepotism, Archie Manning.
Arch Manning, and look, I defended Arch a lot more last year than what most people did. Everybody was ragging on him because the preseason hype. Literally nobody could have lived up to the hype.
No,
but he was kind of, to me, they piled on pretty unfairly a lot of that on a lot of that stuff, but. His O-line was terrible.
Yeah.
And he kind of found it down the stretch. He was kind of the last 5-6 games, even the bowl game, he was on point.
You could tell that there's definitely talent there.
And I bet the offensive line won't be as bad. I think it was a Florida game I watched, and they were in his grill. Yep. This was like every game. They were in his grill from the jump, the whole damn game. They ended up losing that game to Florida, by the way, it was kind of a rainy, in the swamp kind of a game. But number 1, Trinidad Chandler. You ever heard of him?
I've definitely heard of Trinidad Chandler before.
Look, I'm excited about Trinidad. People don't realize really he didn't get to go through spring practice last year.
No, he wasn't even on campus right now.
Yeah, he didn't get to campus till sometime in June.
Yeah,
so. I think this team is going to be better, I think it's going to be just as good, a more well-balanced, rounded offense, and I think the defense is going to be way better. Now the schedule's way tougher.
I was going to say the schedule is daunting for sure. But
every time I look at our schedule, I think, oh God, I see another game that pops up that scares me.
Do you know what I also think though as well too? I look at everybody else's schedule in the SEC, and every one of them look pretty daunting. Like there's not a whole lot of teams that are like, oh, they've got a cakewalk and they've got a good team. There may be some folks that have a favorable schedule and don't have a good team, but there's nobody that has a cakewalk and an awesome team.
Oh yeah, by the way, folks, head over to Ole Miss 365.
Absolutely.
And check it out. The writing is top notch, and the message board is coming along rather nicely. I noticed that this week we've got a new crop of posters on there starting to come in. And
go to OleMiss365.com on YouTube as well, too. They got great podcasts that are dropped as well.
Absolutely.
Radio Rays. They had the big Meet the Rebels the other day.
No, we changed that. They said that was dirty.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
It was the red and blue barbecue.
The red and blue barbecue. Well, MEAT, the Rebels, sounded pretty good to me.
I did, too. It sounded good to me.
Trinidad,
pretty good little turnout on that, by the way. Had a few linebackers show up and did a podcast. And
Keaton Thomas and the new guy from Georgia Tech. His name escapes me real quick, but
yeah, I can't think of his name either.
But great showing over there. But yeah, no, Trinidad Chambliss was by far the best story, the best quarterback, especially coming down the stretch. And he was a couple plays away from playing for a national championship.
Absolutely.
Let's just be honest. But
if he can stay healthy.
With all that being said, staying healthy and not letting the moment get too big and not letting all this time that's come between what's happened, because, like you said, he didn't get in there till June, and all of a sudden, boom, you're off. And then it's like a racehorse, and he just, is in lockstep every week, and here was how can you take an off season? Can you get better? And I feel like he has. Like I'm watching some of these highlights from practice and stuff like that, and he's still just.
They say it kind of became a perfectionist, but you don't want that to be like too.
No.
You don't want to be playing too uptight or whatever. But
Raymond Collins said he needed to lay out of the
gym.
Yeah,
he was getting jacked.
He's getting too jacked. It's like, can you be too jacked? But Barry Brunetti, it reminds me of Barry Brunetti. I think I remember a long time ago. I sent a picture to one of our group messages with Barry Brunetti's arm and just absolute veins going through his biceps while he's throwing the ball. And I said, gosh, who is this guy that we got? But blast from the past. But yeah, Trinidad's going to be a heck of a quarterback next year.
Hope we don't play like Barry Brunetti.
Me either.
And all due respect to Barry.
Yeah, but he's got good wide receivers coming back. He's got a couple of wide receivers that they brought in. Darren Gill and Javante Cook are going to just probably be really, really good weapons for him.
I like the running back room too. Yeah. Going to be a good season. Like I said, if knock on wood, if the injury bug don't bite us, yes, look out for a good Rebel team. We should be right back in the playoffs again with
led by the number one quarterback on our list, Trinidad.
Led by the number one quarterback on our list, Trinidad Chambliss. Okay, let's
moving on. Next segment of the podcast tonight, we're going to talk about the Rebel baseball team. I'm glad we won Saturday. That was really nice. We let one go.
It's such a razor thin margin.
Sunday.
They said I think I saw this right today. If we would have won Sunday, that cost us like 3 or 4 spots in the national seed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy.
I've been saying all year, 15-15 will get you in. Now people are kind of hem-hawing. Well, you probably need to be 16-14.
Who knows?
Well,
who knows?
I listened to Michael Borky the other day on Super Talk.
Shout out Michael Borky.
Like I said, shout out Michael Borky.
Big fans, brother.
He was talking about when they're all sitting in the room. They're not going to put there's three Mississippi teams at a chance to host. State's probably going to be hosting. The Southern Miss is probably going to be hosting. They're going to look for a reason not to give it to a third Mississippi team. So you don't want to. It's going to be 50-50 if we go 15-15. I feel like
that's true.
What are we right now? 500.
Yeah, we're 500 right now.
Well, we need to go. So we need to go.
We ideally need to take 2 or 3. But
we need to go 4 and 4-2 down the stretch.
4-2 down the stretch. Two out of 3 this week. This weekend would be.
We didn't play anybody midweek this week, but now next week in midweek, I don't know. Somebody deserves to be fired. We are playing UT Martin midweek next week. Who's 300th and something RPI. So
no help, and really bad if it.
Like I don't even know why we're playing. It'd hurt us if we won. Probably. I mean, if we played that game, they even played.
Let's hope for a rain out, everybody.
Seed the clouds. I think I heard somebody say.
Seed the clouds.
By the way, a little more. The Atlanta Braves have the best record by like 3 games in Major League Baseball, and already have like a 9.5 game lead in the division.
Heard that.
Thought I'd throw that in.
Segue into Atlanta Braves baseball right from the Braves.
But back to the Ole Miss. Really, I've been saying it all year. I like this team. We came off a tough series loss.
Yeah.
With this pitching staff, to me, we can win some games in
we had this
the
weekend,
postseason.
We had this weekend won. I mean, and there's some decisions you could question. But
like Mike pitching Hooks with a 6-run lead on Saturday.
Yeah, and like I said, did the 30 pitches that he threw on Saturday matter that on Sunday it was not okay? Like, did that matter? Or did
maybe.
It not? Maybe. Do we need...
some people are clamoring for a staff shakeup too, talking about move Elliott to Saturday or Sunday. I don't really know. I mean, Elliott's been okay this year. He's had a couple of hit or misses.
Yeah.
The last few outings hadn't been as sharp, but he hadn't been as sharp. But
I believe we got a visitor.
We got a visitor coming in. He hadn't been as sharp the past few outings, but he gives up like a few runs the first couple innings, and he settles in. Don't give up anything else till like the 6th inning.
Yeah, he doesn't look dominant like he used to, and I think that's what people struggle with sometimes is that he just doesn't look dominant, and you're used to seeing him be dominant, and I think that's really what's throwing people off. Is like, hey, it's just hard. I mean, pitching in the SEC is difficult, and being an ace of a team and always carrying the water and always trying to be the ace is not always
So
glory.
we're in agreement. Leave it like it is.
I would leave it like it is.
Maybe could swap it up. If it goes bad the rest of the way to the regionals, you might could swap it up then.
The only reason I say leave it like it is because I feel like our bullpen is deep enough to handle some bad outings. I mean, sometimes it is, but you can't leave them in long enough for it to affect the good bullpen you got. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like if you left him in and go, all right, he's going to come back after giving up 3 runs in the 2nd inning, and they come back, oh no, they give up 2 more. Now it's 5-0, and you're getting the bullpen.
Right.
When if somebody gives up 3 runs in the 2nd inning, you might need to go ahead and make a change for. I don't know. And like I said, that's all. I mean, it's all baseball talk. You can figure it out 100 different ways. But my philosophy would be, hey, I'm especially with as much depth as I think that we do have. The only reason we don't see the depth is because Hudson Calhoun and Levon Hooks have been Levon Hooks. Oh my God,
Levon
blast in the past. Not Levon Hooks. I can't remember his first name anyway. But Hooks have.
I know anybody's Hooks. Here comes Hooks.
Here comes Hooks. Yeah. Levon Hooks. That's hilarious.
That really is. Maybe his name is Levon.
Shout out Levon Hooks, former defensive tackle. I can't believe I called him Levon Hooks. That's ridiculous. Anyway, all right, Rebels baseball. We had a razor thin weekend at Arkansas, like we talked about, but we're gonna have to get, like I said, 4-2. Hopefully,
and I like this team. Like I really do. Our pitching staff, our freaking bats have really settled in. Other than Bacetta, it's kind of been in a slump. But I mean, everybody's like, why is he doing this? Why? It's a slump. He'll be fine. He'll come out of it. But you got, Furness, Udemart, Federico, Pano, and hell, even Austin Foley has been hitting pretty good here lately. I mean, Spotty
Foley's back from an injury too. He was gone for a couple games.
We got A&M at home this weekend, and then we go to Bama. We got to take 2 out of 3 from both of them.
Yeah.
And not, like I said, not lose to UT Martin, 300 RPI.
I watched the Friday Bama game. I can't remember who they played last weekend, but it was on at work. And I bet there were 36 people at that baseball game.
You think?
It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Give it to them. I would say it was a weird time. Take off on a Friday to go watch a baseball game, but there was absolutely nobody. And Alabama's not bad. They're not. I looked. I was like,
they're good.
Are they like a terrible team? Both of them were ranked. Whoever they're playing was ranked as well too. But anyway,
it's kind of the first time Bama's been good in a while. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, they're not even used to it.
But need to go 4-2. And I'm calling it. I think they're going. I think we're going to end up finishing the season hot. This team has bounced back.
Yeah.
All year long.
What have we said? Every single episode we've talked about that as they've been resilient. They've come back from some games that they shouldn't have won.
Games they should have won too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And lost and bounced back.
Yep. No, I 100% agree with you for sure.
Like the state series, we all had them wrote off for dead.
Yeah. Oh, I was there on Friday night, I guess, after the first game, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch another game. For a while, at least. So,
I think we're Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend.
I think we are, too.
So, gotta have it. And I think it's this game. I think we have
I don't know. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, so is it?
I think this game, I think it's either this one or the next one. We have a, 6 o'clock Sunday game.
Well,
I think it's this one.
I'm telling you, Mother's Day's on Sunday, so that's probably the reason why it's late if it is.
Maybe that's what it is.
They should never do that about getting teams back.
Everybody just play Thursday on this weekend.
Yeah,
He could
they
do
should
that.
have, but I agree.
Well, you got anything else for baseball?
I think I'm good on that one. Yeah, Rebels, get it together. We got this.
I think we'll be okay.
We'll be okay. I love how we're crumpling notes tonight. We're just like, I'm done with that. You know what we haven't done? We haven't shuffled any papers because we've been crumpling them and throwing them away. It's great.
Let's go with the women's first here.
This is the wonderful wide world of golf.
The wonderful wide world of golf segment. We kind of talk PGA Tour, Ole Miss golf.
Just golf in general because we love golf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Local golf scene. I was looking for a tournament this weekend. I kept looking. I was like, I've been so busy with work and shit. I hadn't had to play the past couple of weeks. And
the
I was
Mother's Day Commission has absolutely shut down any golf tournaments on Mother's Day.
Well, there's always not very many this weekend. You could find one somewhere.
Can you imagine somebody saying, I'm sorry, we're not celebrating Mother's Day. I'm
playing golf.
I got to shoot 12 under. Okay, we got a lot of money on the Calcutta.
Bring your kids.
Don't bring your kids to the championship flight. I don't think it was championship flight. Anyway.
The 2026 women's amateur four-ball is currently taking place. Got Sophie Linder and Mary Miller from out of Ole Miss are both making some noise. They won 2 matches today. One of the matches they knocked off the defending champions, and they're in the semifinals, which started I think 6:30 in the morning.
Gosh.
Now there's also another. There's one
first light, I should say.
Literally, well, there's one match that's there's only it's a semifinal, so they're waiting on one of the matches. The Ole Miss women, their match is already set. But the other one, they're waiting on a match to finish. They're like in the 20-something hole or something. They broke the record today.
Yeah.
So it went to. They're waiting to see the other side is waiting to see who wins that match. But I saw they're teeing off at 10 after 6 in the morning. So
that's rough.
I mean, why? Well, in the championship match,
you got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
The championship match is at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So it's gonna be a long day at the course. But
long day. It sounds like Q school.
Watch out for that. And there's 2 other ladies in this tournament that are from their high school seniors from Mississippi. I think I saw Oak Hill Academy, maybe.
Really?
And they're on the opposite. We wouldn't meet them until the finals, but it could be an all Mississippi finals. That'd be cool. Yeah. And on the PGA side, been kind of slow time of year. You have the Masters, and then after the Masters, you have 4 or 5 weeks of just kind of tournaments.
There's some signature events. They call them signature events now, but not a lot of, I would say, incredibly inspiring golf. Cam Young again just is on a tear. You can't not root for the guy too. He's just kind of ho hum. The only thing is I grew up watching Tiger and Phil and a lot of animated golfers. And now with sports psychologists and
they're all people, like very even keel. They don't.
They're so damn robotic. Like
there's no emotion hardly out there.
You don't see like the agony of defeat. You don't see the joy of winning. It's like, okay, I just made $3 million.
Everybody's Jim Furyk.
Everybody just be cool. Like there's no. Yeah, everybody's just like, okay, thank you very much. And I'm not.
I'm not
ragging on Cam Young.
Oh no, he's a great guy.
Great guy, great golfer and everything. But you just kind of miss seeing a little bit of that
emotion.
That emotion that comes with it, because I mean, like I said, when we play, just random times or random golf tournament stuff, you make a long putt or something. There's
absolutely
something that's not expected, and I think they're like, I don't know, like they're not.
Also, live golf is
on life support is what we hear.
And look, in the breakup or whatever you want to call it, like the PGA got on my nerves too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I really didn't have.
Yeah, no.
If you like held a gun on me and made me choose, I would have said PGA Tour.
But it wasn't.
But
it was like, how dare you? And I'm not saying how dare you, but you should have looked in the mirror and said that's how dare you, because there was something that needed to be changed. I'll give Live Golf credit.
They did get some stuff changed.
They made some things happen. You got to break some eggs to make some omelets, and they broke some eggs. And maybe that's the best thing that could have happened. And maybe that was the long game. Phil Mickelson's going to come out in a biopic in about 20 years.
We knew this was.
And then we started Live so we could get changes done. And we knew it was going to make it. And so we all came back to the PGA Tour, and it was better. And I
don't think that's really probably what they're going to say.
But it's working out like that, because things that like that, when it's so disruptive, it's so opposite. It's going to be hard for people to sustain that, because the reason why you're sustaining the PGA Tour is because you've got people from 10 years old to 90 years old watching the PGA Tour. My 92-year-old grandmother, when I go visit her on Sundays at the nursing home, has on the PGA Tour. It does not matter what event it is. She knows where it is, what's going on, because she's watched it for the last 30 years.
It's either on Channel 4 or Channel 9.
Yeah, she knows exactly what's going on. She knows the golfers' names. It's just
I'm going to say I watched less than 10 shots. I've watched less than 10 shots of Live Golf.
I tried to watch an actual event one time.
It's just
I couldn't keep up. It was uninspiring golf. I don't know where these courses are most of the time. There were some times that I would know.
They played some courses.
And then they got better like the first year. It was weird. I didn't know where any of those places were, but as they got on, they moved into some courses that you were kind of familiar with, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But like I said, 10 shots maybe.
I don't think it was the courses it just wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't. It was all.
It took the roboticness of the PGA Tour players that we were talking about and put it into overdrive for me. Is those folks literally went over there for a check. That's it. They didn't care if they won or not. They got $150 million. Why would you care if you won or not?
I tell you, I'm in the minority on this. I don't like the shorts. I don't like people wearing shorts either.
I don't either. I'll be honest. I'm a purist when it comes to that stuff as well too.
Now, if I was playing and it was 95 degrees, I'd be singing a different tune. But
with the fabrics they have these days.
Remember that time Dan Mullen wore shorts when they played South Alabama and got beat? That's what always reminded me of.
I don't want to disparage the Mississippi State folks, but yes, I do remember that.
Well, I said Dan Mullen. I didn't say he went to school. I just Dan Mullen. He wore shorts like it was a scrimmage, and they got beat
against Florida, right?
Huh?
Oh, and it was a scrimmage.
No, he wore shorts like he was like a spring game or something. But it was a real game, and he.
Anyway, wonderful wild world of golf. Moving on to the men's golf.
Yeah, wonderful wild world of golf. Good. Not dynamite drop in. That was we got to remember
tomorrow. Big news tomorrow.
First of all. We just won the SEC tournament.
Well, yeah.
First time since 83 or 4.
Guess what I was going to talk about right there?
Chris Malloy's built a wagon at Ole Miss. Lost his best player in the middle of the season to Live.
Who? I've never heard of this guy.
Me neither. Lasasio?
Michael Lashortzio.
Speaking
of wearing shorts, Live Golf. That's why he went.
The defending Division 1 NCAA champion lost him in the middle of the season, and still managed to finish the season ranked in the top 10 and winning
the SEC tournament.
Win the SEC tournament, beating Auburn, who's just been an absolute
Jackson Covian. That
unbelievable.
Name. If you're listening to this right now, you know who Jackson Covian is. So, yeah, was it Colin Trolio that beat him 2-1? chipped in.
Was that? Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 2 Trollios, and they're both playing pretty good. I get them mixed up.
I think it's Cohen Trollio that won that one.
But yes, what are you saying about tomorrow night? You finna say something?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I was rudely interrupted.
I was after being rudely interrupted.
Tomorrow, the men's golf team will find out where they're going to be playing golf in the postseason. Selection shows tomorrow at 1 o'clock on the Golf Channel.
12 or 1 o'clock, yeah, on the Golf
Eastern
Channel.
Time, Central Time, whatever. But it'll be on the Golf Channel tomorrow, so you can watch where the Rebels will end up.
I may have to just cover that live tomorrow since it's going to be raining. It's going to be raining.
Yeah. Oh, it is going to come a flood, by the way, too, here in probably just a minute. Yeah.
Late night pod, if you don't realize.
It's
It's 11:15 right now.
11:15. We're doing this because we love putting out content.
And we need to put some out.
And it's been a minute since we put some
it's
out.
just this. During football season, we do strictly 2 shows a week.
Oh, yeah. If you watch from the beginning, we were strictly Monday and Thursday nights every
And we're
going to
get back to that. And we're going to have some live shows coming up, too, on... I don't know if we're going to do Wednesday or Thursday at the...
Oh, Las Palmas, yeah.
Las Palmas.
Las Palmas Bar and Grill.
Probably going to be, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday. We're really having to iron that out. And going to be having some live shows on Saturdays as well this year.
Absolutely. Speaking of golf, too, we may have a live show from the Fairway Ranch.
Go to the Fairway Ranch.
Fairway Ranch, we've started to lease the range over there in Tupelo. And try to get it going back and have a place for folks to go over and get their golfing practice on as well, too. So be on the lookout for that as well, too. Not quite open yet, but we're getting there.
We had a soft opening.
We had a soft opening for the Natchez Trace tournament, and it turned out great. We got a lot of feedback. It was nice. Lil C from the podcast is also involved in that as well, too. So
speaking of Lil C, hell, I hadn't seen him, seems like, and
he's been off the map.
Been under the radar here a little bit.
Off the map, under the radar.
But
anyway, moving back on to our golf, the guys are going to have a great postseason, I'm sure, as well, too. And Chris Malloy, like you said, has just done an amazing job. If you haven't been to Ole Miss 365 and read the Don's report there on Chris Malloy, then you need to get over there and check it out.
It.
Great article.
Or Twitter.
Great article. It's really, really good, well written, and just a great recap of Chris Malloy's time here and what he's been able to do.
And also, people forget he taught Brooks Koepka.
Oh yeah,
everything he knows. But anyway,
it's not exactly true, but
not everything.
I think he was an assistant coach there. But
he was. I did read where he does get credit for supposedly Koepka was a huge hothead, and he implemented something called the 5-second rule.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what that is, but
5 seconds before you litter off some.
And he's Koepka's won 5 majors and counting. So Chris Malloy's been around and
doing great things.
Hotty toddy, we're lucky to have him. It's only a matter of time before he wins wins it all at Ole Miss. He's already won. He's one of only 3 or 4 active coaches that has multiple.
He's a great talent scout too, and I don't know if who he's got on his staff that finds these folks.
Kyle Ellis too,
yeah,
but
Kyle Ellis. That's a local name here. You'd know if you're around here.
Absolutely.
Kyle Ellis was around when I was in high school.
But he's had 2 individual national champions, Jonathan Randolph and Lasasso last year. And like I said, he's only one of 3 active coaches that can say they've got multiple individual national champions.
That's nice.
It really is. Hotty toddy, looking forward to see where they land tomorrow in the selection show. And
absolutely.
One more thing before we sign off.
There's some miscellaneous things we want to talk about.
The NCAA tournament and the NCAA playoffs the tournament is fixed to expand to 80 teams.
78, I think is what it was, or something like that.
And it's going to be a big play-in game thing, the round of the first 4, whatever they call.
A wild card, basically?
I think they're going to do I
haven't paid attention
they're
to this,
going to do well, oddly, man, the national media is kind of not talking about this for some reason. I don't know.
It's not set in stone yet, or
it's set in stone. Well, it's not. I don't know if it's exactly 100% set in stone, but they're not They're not like, they're just like, well, this ain't even happening types. I don't know why they're acting weird.
The only thing
I
saw was the 78 number. That may be completely off, but I would assume it's 12.
It's something like that.
It's 12 more teams than 64.
But it's all gonna be like a play-in round.
Okay.
I think is the way they explained to me, and then it's gonna go to, instead of having the play-in round now is like what, 4 games. It's gonna be
a lot more.
Yeah, and
it'll be interesting.
I don't like it at all. I hadn't found anybody that likes it. I mean, what Auburn should have been in this year. That was the first team that got left out. Was Auburn. I mean, anyway, the NCAA college football playoffs.
Yeah.
It's going to 24 teams, whether they like it or not. It's a big money grab.
Yeah. We saw some reports too that the coaching, kind of agreed on.
Well, they think it's
24. Not having the conference championships again, and there was something else that I can't remember. We kind of
talked about this before we got on air that the coaches are on board because they think it's going to save their jobs. Well, I made the playoffs this year, like I said a while ago. But is Texas going to be happy with being the 18th seed and getting put out in the first or second round? I mean, come on.
No. The way I see that is going to be. The problem with that is having more teams is you're going to find better pedigree teams to fill those spots than you would the Cinderella story teams that are missing getting into the 12-team playoff. You know what I mean?
Almost, kind of
does that make sense?
Kind of going back to the basketball, the Cinderella side of it's just not going to happen anymore, really, with the way NIL is.
But what I'm saying is are you just going to get more pedigreed teams in so you get more money, more fan bases? Yeah, you're going to Ohio State got in instead of... but you said Georgia, you said Texas being the 18th seed. If Texas is the 18th seed, then they're playing somebody probably who's got a pretty good name at a much higher seed.
But the small
you've got the money from...
The small conferences are... For this, I saw a couple the Southern Conference and a couple other ones are
want the money grab of the first game money.
Yeah, because if they somehow get in and win the first game, you get a lot of money,
more money than they probably were going to get in the entire year. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. But interesting stuff.
Go to hell, NCAA. This may be their death nail right here.
Yeah,
because the CFP is really separate from the NCAA.
Yeah.
The NCAA tournament is not. Them going to 78 teams is. I mean, look, the NCAA tournament has it's expanded periodically over the years. I think it last time it expanded was in the 80s sometime.
Yeah.
But that's 80 too many teams. I mean, my God, that's too many teams.
Way too many.
But you got anything else?
Anybody got anything else? It's only two of us.
Anybody?
If you guys don't have anything else, we really appreciate you guys. It's been a top shelf grumbling podcast episode. We want to thank our sponsor again, Drew Chapman, 316-1331 with Patty Turk Properties. He can help you out however you want to. Go check out OleMiss365.com as well too. They got all the stories up. Don's writing some stories over here.
Don's writing some stories. Absolutely. I got one
on the message board.
I got one I'm working on right now. Actually, two I'm working on right now, but
got a couple stories coming out. Y'all, we really appreciate y'all listening to us. Y'all have a good night. We appreciate it. Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy.
This has been a Where You Media production. You can find us anywhere you get your podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave us a comment. What's your sentiment?